In this chapter, we are going to discuss about initial configuration of the routers. Again, initial configuration of the router is going to be for the very new routers that you have. For the old routers, you do not have any initial configuration of your routers. So let's get started. So the very first thing, how the connectivity take place with the routers. So as I said, the routers has the console port, and the PCs has the port of your COM port, or you can say nowadays we do not have the COM port. That's the main reason. From the routers we are using one rollover cable, that's nothing but your console cable, which has the RJ45 here and other side DB9 connectors. We use the converter from DB9 to USB, and you will be able to connect to your systems now. And once it is connected to your systems, now you are good to go ahead and access your routers. So make sure physically it will be like, by using your rollover cable you will be able to connect to your systems itself. And once you are connected to your systems, now you will have to go ahead and use some kind of tools to access your physical routers. Like if you are operating with Windows operating system, then use the hyperterminal, Teratom, or maybe PuTTY itself to go ahead and access your machines. If you are working with your Linux operating system, then you will be using the minicom s command. So it's like, here is my router and here is my system. So connect routers to your systems using console cable, then use the PuTTY software or PuTTY applications to access your routers, and then you will be able to perform the initial configurations of your routers. Initial configuration of the routers can be performed like this for your new routers. This is for a real world. Now, just to highlight couple of more point, just read this. Accessing routers via console port. Read this. We have to use the console port of your routers or switch for the initial configuration as Cisco routers and the switches. Do not have any default IP addresses, do not have any default configurations. Fine. Make sure it requires the physical connectivity between your router switches and the PCs via console or rollover cable. And the connections is nothing but like this. Your connection is like this. From routers, use the rollover cable to connect to your PCs and you will be able to access that. Fine. This is for your actual physical routers. This is what the process when you open your PuTTY application. It's like, when you open the PuTTY application, you need to start PuTTY or maybe Teratom. Select your serial options, speed as 9600, which is default. You just need to click on open. Simple. It's like, once your physical connectivity is done, then you will have to open this PuTTY. Since I am having the PuTTY with me, this is your PuTTY. Just click on serial and everything will be as usual. You just need to click on open now. But make sure right now I am not having any physical routers, so when I click on this open, it will not open. See? So this is a process. Now, how we are going to use or access our routers? Let me discuss. So if you remember, before some time we have discussed that we have the Cisco packet tracer to us, right? Say this. I will take this Cisco packet tracer and here I have got one of the routers. Say this, router. And then I will take the PC as well. So here is the PC. Take this PCs, and PC is here, and connect this PCs through a console cable. This is my console cable. So I'll click on this console and click on this and choose RS232. RS232 is nothing but just similar to DB9 connectors. Click on this. See this, your PCs has been connected to your routers by using the console port itself. Done. This is how you will be able to connect. Simple. Now, how will you be able to access your routers now? In this case, in case of simulation, you will have to click on this PC. Click on this PC and go to desktop, and there is one option known as terminal. This terminal is just similar to putty application. You can see here, open the terminal emulator application. Click on this. See, everything is same, and just click on OK. The moment you click on OK, you will get the console access here. This is CLI access to my router, and this is nothing but how you can perform the access. See, you are into some of the mode. When I press the enter, it is going for something. See, so this is how will you be able to access your routers by using the console port itself in the Cisco emulator device. Okay, that is Cisco packet tracer. Simple. This is how will you be able to access. Now, one more thing to be highlighted here. In case if you are now access the particular routers, it is first asking something. See, did this? Would you like to enter into initial configuration dialog? If you say yes, it will ask so many questions and you will have to answer those questions. Questions is like, what is the default gateway you want to configure? I mean the host name what you want to configure, passwords, the interfaces, those all configurations this will ask here itself to you. But I can say no as well. See, I can say no as well. See. So routers, when your new routers boot up, your routers will go for one of the mode which is called as setup mode, and when you say yes or no, routers will go for another mode which is called as user access mode. So right now I am going to discuss the mode of your routers. What do you have in this? And these are the different type of modes: setup mode, user access mode, privilege mode, global configuration mode, interface mode, and line mode. Now see, what is setup mode? As I said, would you like to enter in initial configuration dialog? This will appear when your router is very new, and this is called as setup mode. Next is your routers into this mode when the environment is empty. User mode or user access mode, and this is the symbolic representation, router and then this mark. Read this. Automatic enter into this mode when the routers is turned on and if there is any configuration in the routers. Basic monitoring and limited show command can be performed in this particular mode. For example, this commands, you can run enable command, ping command, trace route command in this modes. Fine. Now, when you press for next mode, that is your privilege mode. So this is for limited show command. What if I want to have the access to all of the show command? You will have to go for privilege mode here. See, in this mode you will be able to perform the verification of your monitoring, verification and troubleshooting commands which works in this mode, and all of your show commands will work in this particular mode, and even this commands also will work. This how you can identify you are into privilege mode, like this, routers and hashtag. Fine. How to go in this particular mode? You will have to use this command. If you are in user access mode, you need to enter this command enable. Once you enter, you will come to router access mode. Simple. Next is your global configuration mode. See, this mode is basically used for configuration purpose. See, change of your router's configuration are made in this mode. These are the changes you can perform, like host name, or you can configure the interfaces like LAN interface or WAN interfaces. How you can go to this mode? You will have to just configure terminal command. You'll have to just run this command, configure terminal. Next, interface mode. This is basically when you want to configure the router's interfaces like LAN interface or WAN interface, you will have to go in interface mode. See, commands are executed in this mode will be applied to specific interfaces that can be Ethernet or that can be serial interfaces. What kind of command you can run? You can configure the IP addresses, you can define the no shutdown, you can define some more properties under the interface mode by using this command. How to identify? Config-if is equal to interface mode. Next you have line mode. See, this line mode is basically used for virtual interfaces. This line mode is basically used for virtual interfaces. For example, The commands are executed are more applicable to specific physical or virtual lines such as console or auxiliary or VTY, virtual teletype. When you want to configure your console port, auxiliary port, or maybe virtual ports, you will have to go for line mode. Simple. What are the commands you can run here? You can run the password command, you can run the no shutdown command here. How to go in this mode? You just need to put up your line console 0 or line auxiliary, and you will be able to go into the port there. Fine. That's it for this particular lecture. I will show you the demo in the next lecture itself for this all of your